There we go. Apparently, PC forgot what all inputs were actually supposed to connect to.
Is that because I fixed the cords down there?
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that.
Mm.
Just
I just assumed when we unplugged everything and moved it was gonna throw fits.
yeah, well, it did a little bit, but my computer, I don't know. Sometimes OBS just forgets the audio inputs for fun, because it's fun to do that. All right.
Oh, are we doing the board later after this? Is that after?
Oh, Prelude?
Yeah.
I mean, I might draw it later tomorrow or tonight or something.
I mean, on stream.
I don't know. I think on stream I've got the sketch of the month blues. I think people would probably like to see that more. So I've been planning to just knock the Prelude out off stream.
If you do those blues, you have to go not safe for work then.
I know, that's okay.
Okay. That makes you happy.
All right. Picardo, are you actually updating? Let me look over there. You should adjust the volume. I barely hear you. We should be pretty loud. I'm coming in like the yellow range here. Liz, can you say something? Just let me...
My mic.
Yeah, you sound good.
Kind of. Just saying we're quiet.
Well, just checking my mic.
Mm-hmm.
Properties. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Doot, doot, doot. Well, my...
2 minutes over.
Yeah. I'm just messing around with the audio settings. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, I think we should be good. Mine's all up. I hear more of the background music than them. Huh? I have the background music turned like way down. Doot doot. Doot doot doot. Background music. Should be quiet. For some reason, the PC audio out is spiking in time with my microphone input, which that's not supposed to happen. Why is it being weird?
No, you are.
No, you.
No, you. Fury says the volume is sounding better.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that is hopefully enough tinkering to make the tech gods satisfied for now. We can get on with our project, which is going to be some coloring on some animation. Little Lula frantic all fours run cycle here. Actually, I can show you the rough animation that we started with. And of course, I tend to always start from actual pencil and paper drawing just because I feel like I get better results from that. So this is the blue line sketch drawing that I scanned in. Then we went ahead and, I got the roughs to traced. There are some more sketches on the side of this, but just sort of generally getting like the pose out. And it's supposed to be like a very fast run to the side. That's what the scene demands. So you're not actually going to be staring at this for a long time. It's supposed to be sort of like a thing that just zips past.
Yeah, this is the kind of work that goes into animation, like a week of work for like a thing you see for like 2 seconds.
Indeed.
people are wondering like, oh, if you can animate, why use AI? Why even do it? Huh?
Actually, fun fact on the note of using AI for this. So at this point, I have done all the animation that I want to have done. Now I know what colors Lula is. I know what color Lula is supposed to be. Right now, if I could just hit a magic button and have AI color all these frames in, that would be the exact same result as me spending, a couple hours doing this. And in fact, I tried to do that. I tried to take these frames and be like, hey, AI, can you color these frames in for me? Can you just save me hours of work so I can maybe do more other animation? Unfortunately, even though the test with the V cleanup animation, like I did a test a week ago, that was very promising, didn't work out quite as good with this one, I think, because this one has so much secondary motion on her. Like, look at this hair. This hair is all over the place. And the computer wasn't sure, like, which of these triangles was negative space and which one was hair and which one was ear. So, understandable. It's a little confusing. I mean, until I do the color fills, I probably wouldn't even be able to, like, hire somebody. They might not know what is supposed to be hair versus tail or whatever, But for that reason, as much as I would love to have a magic button that gets all these colors completely filled in, boom, done, mission accomplished, moving on, making more things, I've got to do this manually, because sometimes that's the only way. But
You've got to live, but I have to work on the Volume 6 right now. I'm working on the background for this.
Yeah, Liz is busy on Volume 6. She can't be bothered to always color herself every single instant.
When I color myself, I get watched by the elf on the shelf.
Turn the precision all the way up with these little fill tools.
It also doesn't really seem to understand things like squash and stretch frames.
Yeah,
A
actually,
lot of animation.
I kind of tried to
that
do.
anymore.
I kind of tried to do a little bit of that with this, and it just like, I don't know. I just didn't. It just did not, So
It looked really puppetry kind of.
it looked really what?
Puppetry where the legs were like.
Yeah, because I think what a lot of the open source models, right? The ones that like have like the ones you can download on your computer and you can use locally if you have like a machine that can handle it, which now with chunking and stuff like that, it's not as hard to do, but they seem to, the way they seem to animate like a picture or something is they almost, and I'm not sure exactly what it is that happens, but it does seem like it's like a spline puppetry thing or something. Like they identify what, like it seems to work by identifying, and I've not done any research on this, so this is pure like observation, but like they seem to work by taking the image that you initially put in as like, I want to animate this image, right? Image to video is what they call that. And then they take the image and they try to detect, what is this image? This is an image of like a person or an apple or a dog or what is in the image. And then when they make the image, they will try to form like either like a 3D object of the image, or they will try to generate like a sort of a spline puppet thing, if it's like a thing with limbs, like a person or something. And then they'll animate that according to whatever video data they are trained on, and only whatever video data they are trained on, whether you have like a LoRa to supplement the training or not. Whatever's in there with the checkpoint model or the LoRa, the diffuser model or the LoRa, it'll take that like motion and it'll apply that 3D object or the spline stuff to that motion, which is not like a horrible way to animate or anything, in my opinion. But if you can't get like the gigantic model that you can only run if you have like an industrial sort of setup, it does limit you a lot to what you're able to do, and unless you can train a really good LoRa and also have that LoRa fit in your VRAM with the diffuser and the clip and everything else and the VA. So and some of the models also have like sound stuff, so that's like a totally different set of stuff you got to cram into your VRAM to get it to work. But
Dave, it looks like we're not on Twitch right now. Is there something going on?
I don't know, did I forget to hit the Twitch button? Let me look down here. Oh yeah, look at that. I forgot to hit there. Now we're on Twitch. Sorry, Twitch. I forgot to hit the Twitch button. If you're discombobulated, you could always head over to Picardo.
Yeah, fuck
Or
Twitch. I don't
YouTube.
get any views on Twitch anyway.
I was gonna try to build up an audience over there. I was thinking maybe like paint my chest would be a good thing that people would enjoy. Not sure, like that
Yeah,
seems
just
to-
paint like a picture of like from above volcano of your asshole or something. I think that's what the girls are doing now. Or you can just get a gimp to run around on stream.
Oh yeah, I saw some of that, like a controversy popping up on social media. Like, what is that actually a thing that they're doing? They're just having like
That's
weird...
real. Yeah.
Now, if
No,
it
that's
was-
real. If you're a girl and you sell your panties to John, Clancy Brown or whatever the fucking guy, it's not Clancy Brown, but the guys, whoever, like the fucking weird guy, Tom Clancy or whatever, it's not that either. The guy that runs Twitch, he's like the CEO of Twitch. If you sell your panties to him and you sell your panties to whoever is moderating on Twitch, apparently you can just do whatever the fuck you want on Twitch. You can just fucking have sex on Twitch. I bet if a girl tried to do that, if a girl did something that was just like actual like intercourse or actual sex, like a sex act on Twitch, he would come on Twitch and be like, 13-year-olds should be able to see this. I don't understand what the problem is. It's art.
Yeah, like I'd be a
These
little
girls
more,
are so creative.
I'd be a little more forgiving if it was, like an adults only. Like Picardo it lets you have like adults.
I
only
wouldn't
stuff,
give a
mature
fuck if it was an
content.
18 plus. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but-
it was an 18 only, I wouldn't give a fuck about it. This stuff belongs on like Chatterbait and stuff. But the reason Twitch is popular is because like 13-year-olds can go on there without like any problem and just watch the stuff. That's why they have like millions of views a week, and they have like 10,000 people in their chat. 9,000 of those people, 9,500 of those people are all fucking children, and they're all chatting as fast as possible.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay.
that's where they're gonna get their questionable education now, is on Twitch. Looking at
Yeah, and no one seems to give a fuck about it. Like Amazon doesn't care. No one seems to fucking care at all.
I'll tell you what they do care about, though. If you try to run a crowdfund with a comic book that has a drawn nipple in it, and you clarify, hey, this is for adults only, 18 and up, only for adults, that the payment processors will come down like the hammer of God to prevent you from possibly selling a nipple to another person that wants to see a drawing of a nipple. That's what they're gonna crack down on. Like all this weird painting
Yeah.
of boobs live on camera, Twitch stuff, live video feed, like gimps crawling around. Like, no, apparently payment processors don't bat an eye at that. No problem at all. But if an artist is gonna draw like a boob or like a bikini top where the bikini top is like slipping just a little, you have to be nuked from existence. You can't sell to people that want to buy. You cannot sell that to other consenting adults because there's someone, as the meme goes, that you did not get consent from, and that's Visa and MasterCard.
It's the payment processor.
Yeah. Payment processors need their consent. So, I don't know. I'm sure you guys saw, like, I put a post out on social media, like, hey, what is the good crowdfunding alternative for Kickstarter? Like, most of our stuff is, like, Dream Keepers is not porn, really. It's not for children, I wouldn't say, but it's not going to be, it's fine on Kickstarter. I'm not worried about that. But, there's other Vivid series that are a little more adult-oriented. There's some of the authors have some spicy stuff that maybe you would like to have a book of that and you haven't seen it yet. And so we were planning some crowdfunds for later this year. And so for that content especially, I put a post out on social media just being like, oh, hey, what's the crowdfund that is explicitly cool with adult stuff? Like, nothing crazy, nothing bizarre and fetishy, just comics that are for adults, and it might have some stuff that's like mildly porny or suggestive in there. What's the crowdfunding platform where that's
We discovered most people don't know what crowdfunding is.
Yeah, well, what we discovered is that unfortunately there is literally no alternative that is explicitly cool with not safe for work stuff, apparently, because
Although,
the internet did not come up with any suggestions.
which is why we built our own.
Well, yeah, but Launchpad is a crowdfunding platform that we can use, but it's actually not something that's compatible with not safe for work because of the payment processors. We actually have a little bit of an inside view on this whole process. So I can't even be like, oh, Kickstarter, what's wrong with you? You guys suck. Like, maybe they could have put up a little bit more of a fight than they did. I don't really know. But I know that it's not like, someone at Kickstarter was like, hey, the comics that we make the vast majority of our money from on this platform, let's push them all off. Brilliant idea. Yes, let's do that's not what happened here. They weren't like, "Oh, I just became super Christian and for that reason now I no longer like nipples. That's not what's going on. It is the payment processors, the high risk Visa, Mastercard, they basically they think it puts a lot of liability, literally legal liability on their companies to process these transactions. And so because of the legal climate that the payment processors have to navigate within, they just have to shut stuff down, and that is, what they're in the process of doing for everyone except for Twitch.
Well, it's not the legal climate. It's what it is like, I mean, I've explained this before, but for anybody who has not heard it or really wants to hear this boring explanation again, what happens is that when you make a payment, first of all, let's talk about what happens when you make a payment online or when you make a payment at the store. When you make a payment anywhere with your debit card or your checking account or anything like that, what actually happens, what most people think happens, is that you swipe your debit card or your credit card, and then money goes to the store that you bought something from, and then you get your thing. You would be forgiven for thinking that, because everything that's in that process is designed to make you think that as a consumer, because they don't want you to have to think very much, because the more you think, the less you're buying stuff. So on the merchant side of this, when you're the store, when you're on the other side of the table, so to speak, the way this works is that a customer swipes their card or puts their payment information in. That payment information goes to what's called a payment gateway. That payment gateway is run by a payment processor. The payment processor has to have active agreements with card networks, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, JBC, all those things. And you would think, like, well, if Visa or MasterCard is the problem, then why don't they just not use those? Well, not only do almost everyone in the world have a Visa or MasterCard as the main card they use for their payment method, but you cannot use, the card networks have a agreement with each other. And even if you don't use Visa and MasterCard, you can say, I just won't use Visa or MasterCard, but it doesn't matter, because every card network will make you agree to all of the stuff that the card networks want. Their TOS is almost identical. And the only reason you don't hear about Discover Card or American Express or something like that, or JBC, like shutting something down, is because they're just not used as much. So they like, people just don't, people aren't as worried about like losing the ability to have customers use those. So they go to a card network, and that card network, they actually process the transaction and facilitate everything, and they have their own ledger and everything where all those transactions come in and go through, and then that transaction goes to what they actually process is the part where your bank or whoever, PayPal, whatever you're using, transfers the money from whatever bank is holding the money from you or them to wherever it's going. And then wherever it's going, i.e. the store or whatever, gets the money. And then like they have that transaction on record for like, okay, we now need to send this stuff, or this person can walk out of the store with this thing. And sometimes it can happen instantly. Sometimes it takes 3 to 5 business days. Sometimes it takes 10 business days. But everything is set up to where if you're trusted, people can just shop the way they normally want to shop. They normally just go somewhere, buy something, get the thing, or ship like within 2 or 3 business days or whatever. There's like 4 or 5 parties in between you and the store that you're shopping from, and every single one of those parties has their own terms of service. They have their own things ways you have to do things, not even like terms of service type stuff, right? Like some of these payment processors will determine that you have to ship within like 1 business day or something like that. Like the next business day, things have to go out. Usually that's not the case, but like they'll have their own little stipulations because of like whatever you're doing. So if you want to sell normal stuff, that's the way things work. It's already that complicated.
Yeah.
to set up things for the way something will work normally, not safe for work.
Yeah, just for like a pack of napkins or something. That's under the hood. That glorious collection of shit.
Yeah, that's how complicated payment systems are. And if you want to do not safe for work stuff on top of all that stuff, you have thousands of dollars up front at least every year that you have to pay to Visa and MasterCard. I think maybe MasterCard's like $800, but Visa's like $1,200, $1,400. I don't remember the exact amounts. But there's like a lot of money that you have to pay up front to be able to pay to do not safe for work stuff, especially if you're doing anything digital. Digital's like even more complicated. That's one of the reasons we don't offer digital stuff on the site right now, because there's like a whole extremely different vertical agreement that has to happen for digital stuff. But at any point, there's higher fees and everything when not safe for work. There's all these inspections. Somebody basically comes in and looks around in your site and just says like, okay, yeah, it looks like nothing crazy is here. And if you're selling anything furry, like you're even more limited, right? I honestly like a lot of people when we were setting up the not safe for work store said, well, this guy runs a not safe for work furry stuff store and he just does it through Stripe. All it will take, and I'm certainly not telling anybody to do this. All it will take is one report to Stripe about, hey, this guy is selling not safe for work stuff on his site, and that could become a gigantic fucking problem for you. So we did not want to do that, because obviously there's a ton of people out there that do not like Dreamkeepers for whatever reason. You know, something happened, you got in a disagreement with somebody or something like that, and you who knows what these people would do if they found out like they could just get into Stripe and like fuck around or something like that. Well, I mean, it may not even become a problem.
That's kind of why we started our own not safe for work store to begin with. We just wanted to sell
someone reported the Etsy
pillow, just one pillow. And it's like, oh well, we need to sell it through a store that allows some body pillows. Look, Etsy sells body pillows all the time. Everyone does it. No big deal. We'll just do it. Instantly reported. So that's the reason.
I know who did that too.
Oh, whatever. We don't need to drag that identifying stuff out. But long story short, the only reason we even started a not safe for work store and figured out all this payment processor stuff is because, once again, there are people that really don't want Vivid Publishing to succeed or be able to sell you the things that you would like to buy from us for whatever weird motivations they have. So we decided, fuck them. We're gonna sell stuff to you even more than we could have before through Etsy. And so now we are, but as civilization seems to just sort of fall apart around us and restrict things more and more, it just seems like, how much of civilization are we gonna have to build with Vivid just to make cartoon books? It's starting to feel a little silly, honestly. Just want to make cartoons. But yeah, so I mean, the not safe for work stuff with payment processors is insanely restrictive. I guess people that were saying like, oh, you can just do it with Stripe, it's no big deal. That's sort of like telling someone, oh yeah, you can just do commissions with PayPal, it's no big deal. Well, the moment PayPal's like algorithm picks up the word like boob or something in like a description for a commission, boom, you're toast, you're done. There's a lot of furry artists that have found out the hard way that they are not safe doing, even like, you'd think like, oh, one artist with one customer and they're just gonna make a drawing and share a drawing with each other. There's no victims in that equation, but still, like, if PayPal catches wind of that going on, there goes your account, you're toast. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
and you don't get the money either.
Yeah. No, like PayPal's ability to freeze your funding in limbo and then like never deliver it to your bank account is pretty famous, I think.
There are some extenuating circumstances and exceptions that can be made for things. It's very complicated and I don't really want to get into like what those are, but you can sell. There are some situations where you can sell things that are technically not safe for work with like a agreement that's high. It's still a not safe for work agreement. But it's not what they call a high risk account type. Now, what is a high risk account type? A high risk account type is an account type with your payment processor that has special different agreements for what they consider a high risk business or a high risk product type, which is stuff that's usually not safe for work. I want to say like tobacco stuff in America is considered that. Things that are like weed stuff. What does it really mean? It doesn't mean that there's like a risk of well, sometimes there is, like with the Pornhub stuff back from like 2021, but like there's a risk. There is risk involved. There's a higher risk than selling like bread or something like that, right? Or paper. So what are the risks? The risks are you as a card network or a bank could be sued for some of this stuff. Now, just selling stuff, normally that doesn't happen. But like with the thing with Pornhub, this was explained to me by a guy who works in payment processing, that I think it was 2021, some stuff happened with Pornhub and whatever their Geek.com or whatever their fucking parent company was. I don't remember. It's not Think Geek. I keep wanting to say Think Geek. That's not it. They had them and their parent company. It got found out that people were uploading some stuff to Pornhub that was extremely fucking illegal, and people were notifying Pornhub about the extremely fucking illegal user content that was being uploaded, and Pornhub just did not do anything about it. Whether they had a bot answering it, I don't know, but they were notified, hey, there's some extremely illegal content. Some of it features me in the content, and Pornhub just, there was no real answer. There was no action taken, nothing. So of course, all these people, rightfully so, decided we're going to bring this up in a lawsuit. And there was a class action lawsuit against Pornhub and a class action lawsuit against Visa. So Visa got roped into this lawsuit, and they were immediately like trying to get themselves dismissed out of it. Like, hey, this is not our fault. We don't run this site. We don't upload this content. We're not responsible for like policing this content or any kind of content that goes on there. We are literally just the highway that the money travels up and down. Like, how could you possibly hold us responsible for this? I do think they eventually got dismissed, but they did not get dismissed right away.
Yeah.
Like the judge looked at their thing and was just like, I'm not dismissing this right away for Visa. I think you should have to spend $50,000 or however much to defend yourself in court over this. I think so, because I don't understand how anything works. So I think you should have to do this. So they ended up getting roped into this class action lawsuit where they stood to lose a lot of fucking like millions of dollars, and also have their reputation as a card network tarnished as like, oh, these people, you know, they facilitate illegal, not safe for work stuff. You can probably imagine what that is. Not too much stuff not safe for work is actually illegal anywhere in the world. So use your imagination. It won't take much, I promise. But they were implicated in this lawsuit that, in my opinion, they had no business being implicated in, because Visa doesn't track everything that happens with their card network, and they shouldn't have to track everything that happens with their card network. They should just track what transactions go through them. But some fucking judge decided that, oh, maybe you should have to for like 1 second, and Visa decided, no more of this ever again. Yep. We will never deal with this again, and we will make it so fucking expensive and hard to do this shit, and there'll be all these fucking checks these payment processors have to do, and it will be extremely fucking risky for us. So we're gonna make it extremely fucking risky for you, and you're gonna be held responsible if anything happens and we get fucking fucked. So they doing not safe for work stuff became a lot harder even than it was before when they were doing that. And you now, if you want to set up any kind of a not safe for work store, especially if there's digital content, and especially if there's anywhere people can upload user content that's paid for, like if you have to, like, if you know, on YouTube you can upload like special videos that you can only watch if you have like a subscription to, like a monetary subscription to the channel via YouTube, stuff like that. That, like, if you have something like that, that not safe for work, anything close to not safe for work is allowed, That shit is expensive as fuck to set up, and it's extremely hard to maintain. And you will get an email like every month from someone about like, hey, we noticed this thing slightly changed on your site. Oh my god, what's that about, huh? And then you have to explain like, yeah, it's just new stuff. Some user uploaded this or something. But yeah, so they made it extremely hard because it's an extremely big risk to them to do this stuff. And that's why. Yeah, that's why when people say
Twitch, for some reason,
unless you're Twitch, yeah,
I actually don't
Twitch
understand.
because
Maybe
I think
Twitch
it's just
is sending
because someone
Visa
hasn't
candy.
there hasn't been a million people reporting Twitch to Visa and MasterCard. Maybe there should be. I think that is. I don't think that Dave and Liz trying to sell you body pillows of girls that you like naked is like a big deal. Right? Because you have to have a credit card to buy them. And if you're 13 and you're sneaking around and buying this stuff, your parents are probably going to be fucking seeing it anyway. So, you know, why even try it? But they very clearly make it known, even though that's possible for people to get in and do stuff like that. And the payment processors understand it's possible for people to get in and do stuff like that, that it's an 18 and up site. You're not supposed to be here. We don't intend anybody under 18 to purchase these things from us that are underage, right? Or under whatever legal age it is in your country. So that's very clear. Twitch doesn't have those things. Twitch just says, are you over 13? Well, then you're in. You can make an account and you can look at girls' naked tits and pussies and buttholes all you want, because the guy who runs this space is a fucking pervert. Is a fucking like guy who does not care if 13-year-olds see these naked like 22, 23-year-old women on his website, as long as he can fuck them and sniff their panties and make money off them. That's all he cares about. So, you know, we're over here having to navigate all this shit to get this done because one report could shut us down otherwise, right? We're all like on up and up. We're good. Like nothing's gonna like strike us down. But Twitch, I think they just know people will complain about it online. And a lot of the people who don't like it already don't like the card network. So they're never gonna think to like report it to the card networks. But I guarantee you, if 1,000 people send emails to Visa and MasterCard about what's going on Twitch, that shit might change.
I hope so. Yeah, we follow all the crazy rules, which is why we can't do pre-orders on Vivid After Dark at this time. It's one of the crazy rules.
Yeah.
What's one of the crazy rules?
No pre-orders. No crowdfunding. No pre-orders. That's why I guess like the card networks, it's like since the transaction is riskier. You were saying there's like more people that generally get returns or chargebacks on their cards if it's stuff.
That's what the high risk is about, really. But they were considered high risk before the Pornhub incident in 2021. But the high risk then, and still is now part of it, the biggest risk now and then is that porn is the most charged back thing ever. Now, for retarded people out there, okay, who not smart, regular people, what's a chargeback? Is that the same thing as a refund? Retarded people. Oh, well, airlines have chargebacks too all the time. They refund stuff all the time. It's the same thing. Chargeback and refund, same thing. And Visa and MasterCard lets them operate, huh? What's that all about? For the retarded people out there listening to this, chargeback, refund, two completely different things. Two completely different things with completely different sets of results and outcomes, okay? Refund. Hey, I ordered this body pillow from you and it's nothing ever came. Nothing is marked as delivered. The package is like stuck in transit somewhere and it's been 2 weeks. I haven't gotten it. I need to see about a replacement or a refund. What will happen if I get a refund? What happens is we refund the money back to your card, back through the same network that it was processed through, or we give you store credit. That's a refund. What's a chargeback? A chargeback is much worse. A chargeback is, hey, I don't know. What's like the Tesco thing in America? Walmart. Hey, Walmart. I bought a rake online from Walmart and the rake did not come and I need a refund or replacement, and Walmart just doesn't answer you, or they answer you and they say, well, we're not going to give you a refund or replacement. So you call your bank and you say, hey, bank, I need the money back. I need you to charge the money back from this store, Walmart, because they
Walmart.
did not give me my thing and they're not helping me with a refund or a thing. I didn't get the thing I ordered. There is an entire, and all of this has to be paid for, mind you. There is an entire investigation that happens between the bank, you, and whatever the merchant is. There's an entire investigation that happens separately with the card network that processed it and everything, which is usually much faster. There's someone who makes, you know, $70,000 to $120,000 a year that has to investigate those things or leads the investigations on those things. And then there is a charge to the whatever the merchant is. The charge to the merchant is like usually a portion of the transaction or like a straight fee, whatever is higher, right? And I think that even like a small transaction can sometimes be like $20, $30 for a chargeback fee, because it's basically a bank punishing you for not like processing a thing. So now they have to open all these investigations up, and now they have to pay all these people for something that should have just been an automated refund that just the machines took care of. Now humans have to get involved and like ask questions and look at documents and stuff like that. So you get punished for that. You also have on your record that something you like with your payment processor, the card networks, the banks, everything. All of them now have a record of like, well, this store, this company got charged back something from a customer. And then the customer also has it on your record that you charged back something from this merchant. So you know, now both people have like a mark on their record that like they had a bad time doing business with one another. And if you start getting marks like that on your record, especially if you're on the merchant side of things, you can see like when a customer comes in that's had like a few chargebacks with a payment processor or a bank or a card network, they'll notify you. They'll tell you this is a high risk customer. Yeah. You'll get an email that say, hey, this is somebody who signed up for a thing on your account and they tried to make a transaction. We blocked the transaction and we're notifying you it's because they're a high risk customer. And it's because they've had some chargebacks, or they've had this amount of chargebacks. They have a record of going to stores and buying things and then charging the money back. So if you choose to allow this customer to buy stuff from your site, know that you are responsible for chargebacks that happen. We're not going to eat any fees or waive anything for you.
See,
so there's all this stuff behind the scenes that you guys never fucking see.
All of this stuff, all of this massive manpower and labor and like logistics and support for just traditional, quote unquote traditional, you know, digital banking it makes me think, you know what, crypto is so much simpler. It's just math, no people involved. And I mean, I'm not saying that crypto's the answer to everything forever, but I kind of miss the idea of money where it just operates like cash, where it's like, hey, I have money. I want to buy something from you. You have something I want. Can I exchange money with you for the thing? You want to, I want to. The money is exchanged. Boom, transaction complete. It doesn't require like an army of anonymous weird accountants to like double check and go over everything. It's just a simple transaction. And as close as money could get to being cash, I don't know, for most applications, especially for just like, you know, selling books or pillows or whatever, I think that would be optimal. Like all of this stuff that involves all of these like weird like third parties and banks and processing gateways and like, you know, Willy Wonka and a fucking chocolate factory. Just like people just want to buy some stuff. Can we just get a form of money that works without having 37,000 middlemen getting six-figure salaries to like make it more difficult?
Actually, besides some people being flagged by the banks and we are alerted whenever they come in, I believe there are some entire countries that are flagged too. Just because there are so many chargebacks from those countries.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that we have to do.
There's like countries that have like marks, like, you know, there's like a note. I don't know how to say it in English, but yeah, like they have like a note on the country. The whole country is noted as like, hey, there's a fucking shitload of fraud from this country. So we've blocked the whole country from being able to buy things.
It's not just like Russia where there's an issue internationally. Like there are other countries.
Yeah, no.
Russia's separate.
Yeah.
There's just an actual other country in particular that's like the whole thing is flagged as like scam.
Yeah, some processors will flag like Bangladesh, India, some of the West African countries. You know, typically the places where people call and say do not redeem, like you'll get like flags on those.
Do not redeem them.
And yeah, and they'll not they won't even like let you be like, well, can we just unblock it for this one person to do a transaction? They'll be like, no.
Do not redeem that person.
Yeah, they won't let you redeem.
It just seems like there's so
They
much.
make it impossible to redeem.
There's like so much infrastructure and oversight and paperwork involved in digital transactions. Like,
Yeah, basically all the people you hear on the Kit Boga streams, they can't buy stuff from anywhere. So I don't know what
So
they
they
do
try
with
to
all those
redeem.
Google Play gift cards. To be honest, I have
I
no
wonder
idea
why.
what the fuck they do with them because you can't buy anything with them.
I think they can get games in Stadia.
Stadia, yeah, they can buy a couple Stadia games
Cool.
to play on.
Nintendo
What
Wii.
is it? The Amazon
Oh.
Luna thing? I don't know
Yeah.
what that shit is. No one fucking uses
But
that.
see, all of that.
Maybe that's who that was made for.
all of that payment processor gobbledygook. That's why I mean, I didn't really think there was anything, but I was sort of like, well, maybe someone on the internet knows of a magical crowdfunding site where they actually solved this, and you can actually crowdfund a comic book where you can see a boob. Like, I was thinking maybe someone has had the wherewithal or the technological capacity or the wealth to enable people to buy a comic with a boob on it or crowdfund it. Does that exist yet?
Dave, I just imagined this one comic and the whole cover is just a boob.
No, I'm saying just a comic with like a totally reasonable amount of boobs in it. Not even an extraordinary amount of boobs. It's not like boob.
now I'm imagining a little like star at the bottom, like 100% more boobs.
No. This is not Booba-Vision from Vivid Publishing. This is the accurately
Should be.
titled "Reasonable Tits" from Vivid. Reasonable. That's what the title is from Vivid. After
Reasonable
Dark.
Tits.
Yeah, reasonable.
Reason.
A collection of reasonable tits by Vivid Publishing.
But
This should be
apparently,
your concept book.
humans as a civilization, we don't yet possess the technology to have a crowdfunding site where you can buy Reasonable Tits, the Vivid After Dark comic. That's beyond our grasp as a species, apparently.
Well, you can't. I mean, like, here's the thing, and this is the thing I always explain to people. It is not that Visa and I know you two know this, but like, it is not that Visa and MasterCard are just like these old prude people who are just like, no one should be looking at boobies and hoo-has. Like, they're not. That's not what's going on. I'm sure there's some people who work for Visa and MasterCard who think that way, or maybe just don't care for porn. But as a business, the business decisions they make, they do allow it. Like, they allow you to do those things. They're not closing them off. Hold on one second. They're not just closing them off, right? They're not just saying like, nope, we won't process them. Like, the only thing they say they won't process is stuff that's just like completely fucking illegal most of the time, unless you count like some stuff that's borderline. But then, you know, again, that might be just like too much of a like, hey, they're probably going to make that illegal. We don't want to have like agreements with people or something. I don't know what the reason for that is.
Hear me
It may be a
out.
moral objection.
What if there was a book called Famous Twitch Moments? What then?
Famous Twitch mods.
Moments.
Famous Twitch moments.
Famous Twitch moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you could sell that. Maybe. Probably
I
not.
know.
But
Just
they
promise
allow
the payment,
those things,
just
right?
Promise
They
the payment processors. Listen, nothing on this crowdfunding
Yeah.
site will exceed what is available on the all ages website of Twitch.
they will allow those things, and you can have a store with that, but it's going to cost more per transaction. It's going to cost more up front. There's going to be all these special rules you have to follow. There's only certain payment processors that will even like entertain the ideas about these types of like agreements. There's only certain banks you're going to be able to work with depending on what kind of content you're producing. There's just more rules, and the more rules do not come from payment processors or stores or platforms. Those rules come from card networks and banks, mostly card networks, because the card networks have zero fucking competition. And they're never going to have any real competition. And like in America, I think Trump is like have some executive order, and there's some kind of law that was passed that was just like, hey, card networks, cut that out. You gotta allow people to do stuff. And then like what they're gonna come back with if they ever get challenged on that, which they probably won't, is, hey, we do allow people to do stuff, but it's a higher risk to us for them to do it through our network. So we have some special agreements that are for certain types of content. And I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with that. It is a higher risk to those business models. So they, of course, they're a business at the end of the day. They don't want to have things that are maybe going to cost them a bunch of money or whatever, statistically do cost them a bunch of money. So this whole notion of idiots online, scum on the internet that think, we're gonna get together and we're gonna email Visa and MasterCard a whole bunch, and then we're gonna get to buy all the porno and titties we want. You're stupid. You're stupid. You don't understand the actual underlying problem. And that's why you're never going to be able to solve it, because you think the solution to forcing Visa to do something this way is the same way that you think someone forced Visa to do something the other way in the other direction. A lot of people still think
block their phone system.
Yeah,
and
a lot of people still think that Collective Shout, this group of old sexless harpies in Australia, that they think that those people are the reason that Steam shut down, MasterCard shut down a whole bunch of the porn games on Steam. That's not the reason. MasterCard was probably just going to do that at some point anyway. If anyone notified them of that, they were going to try and do that. And it might be because either they think that something on Steam was a violation of their terms of service, or Steam, and we still don't know if this is the case or not, Steam may not have applied for a high-risk account type. They may not have applied for the correct account type to sell digital not safe for work content that includes some of the stuff some of the digital not safe for work content does include that got brought into question. This could be on Steam. This could be Steam's fault. A lot of those games are still back on Steam now, so they may have remedied that with whatever the payment processor problem was or the card network problem was. So at the end of the day, these platforms and these card networks and banks, they do allow you to sell this stuff to people, and they do allow that stuff to be part of commerce, but through their networks. But it's a higher risk to them. So you have to apply. If you're going to do that, you have to be upfront about what you're doing. You have to be open with them, and you have to apply for a special type of account. I don't know. I actually talked to directly the guy who runs Subscribestar, and I talked to him. I said, I want to ask you a couple questions about them taking down not safe for work stuff from your site, if that's okay. And he said, yeah. And I said, my first question is, did you apply for a high risk account type? And he said that he did. Now, I didn't ask for any paperwork or anything, but he said that he did. Said that because Subscribestar by its nature obviously has user content on it, that there was some of the content that some of the payment networks felt like was violating something or whatever. So he said that he was going to create a third platform or something, or maybe just do away with the one that's there now and do a second one that's not safe for work and only, and it's crypto based. I think that was what he told me his original plan was. And a lot of people say that's crazy, but that's the only way you're going to be able to do this. You're never going to have these card networks take this risk for you. They're not going to do it. It doesn't matter what kind of laws they pass. It doesn't matter what type of pressure gets put on them, and none of it matters. They are never going to change the way that they do things, because they feel protected by doing this. And the people who run these things, the people who manage card networks and banks, they don't want to worry every single day. They don't want to wake up every day biting their nails wondering if Pornhub, somebody's going to sue Pornhub and loop them in on the lawsuit as a defendant again. They don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that, right? You have to. I I beg you to have the bravery to see it through the rich man's perspective. Okay, look at the card networks and what they do for their business type, and ask yourself, if you did that, would you want to wake up every day with a fucking imminent heart attack from stress? Because the entirety of your business and everyone who worked for your business is at risk because you know, just allow the Wild West to happen in your thing. No, you wouldn't. No one's going to do that. I mean,
you can basically think of it as like if you're selling companies and businesses cash registers, anybody with your cash register could suddenly lump you into a lawsuit and you don't even know what they're selling.
It does strike me as really strange, like, just that apparently we live in a situation where the credit card companies and banks can be held responsible for what people do.
That's retarded. Yeah,
it's like there could be someone doing something
that shouldn't be that way,
and money happens to be involved. A credit card was used, and it's like the legal system. You'd think, oh, the person that did something nefarious using money. It's like you can't sue the government for printing cash. If someone uses cash in a crime, you can't be like, and the government's responsible because they made the money that was used. That makes no sense. So
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same exact type of thing. It's the same exact thing. Like Dave and Liz used to allow people to in crowdfund things. They would have like tiers where you could have like your OC or whatever. You know, you could have that in a story. Mm-hmm. Then someone decided, even though there was a contract that said that they could put their character in some story or something, they sued them over it, even though they knew they would lose the lawsuit. And it ended up just being this big fucking thing that was a huge fucking risk, because all it takes is for you to get one retarded judge, and one retarded judge goes, bang, bang, case closed, you lose. And now, you know, you either pay these people whatever the fuck they're asking for, or you have to like appeal it in the appellate court. And the appellate court has to actually like say like, yeah, this is worth an appeal. And that costs like, you know, anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000 to appeal a case.
I mean,
so
on the lower end probably, but yeah.
The justice system is, and Visa and MasterCard understand this better than anybody. The justice system is not set up for what is right and wrong and what should be done. The justice system is basically like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game. Like, you just have to do all these things within the special rules of your case type and your court and your card and all these codes of conduct and all this shit. And as long as you do those things and like Yu-Gi-Oh somebody into like an direct attack on their life points, you can still have a chance at winning stuff. And on top of that, you have a person presiding over the Yu-Gi-Oh game that says, no, actually, I think he should be able to go through your monster and hit it, because he found a rule that is stupid old, and it says that he could probably do that. So unless you can find a rule right now that says that he can't do that, he can attack your life points directly, even though you have monsters on the field, and even though his card doesn't say that he can do it. Because there's an old rule that says, if it's the third Sunday of the month and it's past 3 p.m. and he attacks with a monster that starts with the letter A, then that monster can attack directly on your life points if you have a coin flip. You call a coin flip correctly. But that's actually how the justice system works in a lot of countries. It's not like TV. It's insane how it works. So, and Visa and MasterCard understand that. They understand that just because that something happened like that with Dave and Liz's lawsuit, they had the idiots that were fucking suing them like also sued like the what did they sued like the IP, the internet provider, the ISP.
Yeah, internet. They sued like an internet service provider because the internet service provider, I guess, provided services relating to the people that we helped have us build our website. It's our website. It's like we have it hosted, and I guess they managed to like dig up not even the people that helped us make the website, but some other internet service provider business kind of tangentially related to it upstream. But no, like literally they dragged some random company into this federal lawsuit, like literally over just the most absurd.
Yeah, just because they were shit. Like very loosely related. It was the exact same thing as the Visa thing, I think. Yeah. Like from what I remember you telling me, like they sued them because they said they were hosting the content.
Yeah,
and it took them it took a judge like a year
which I don't think
to
they were
review
even.
documents that said,
I don't think they were
yeah,
even the host.
we're not.
Like it was just like
Yeah,
They
ridiculous.
said
that's
they
what they
weren't.
said. They said like they had to hire a lawyer for thousands of dollars. I think they hired the same lawyer that Dave and Liz hired,
Yeah, they did.
and they had to pay thousands of dollars to this lawyer to basically write a letter to a judge that says, hey, you should dismiss this case because the case is based on them blaming this company for hosting content, and they don't host any fucking content.
Last I talked with them, like I don't know what they're going to do, but I know the last time like they contacted us, they seemed really interested in a countersuit against the people that did this, and it's like
Dave,
I think they should, if they didn't get any money back out of that for their lawyers' fees, I think they should at least do a countersuit for that. Yeah,
well,
Yeah,
because that's
Dave, that-
insane.
they're thinking about it.
Okay, Dave, breast on the previous thing is supposed to be teal. I think that was you missed a shirt.
No, the vest goes like the vest is gonna look more consistent being dark in that area.
I guess.
Because
But
otherwise,
technically,
it's gonna,
that's
sometimes even if something
it's
is
gonna flash?
technically not correct on the animation, you still want to have it be something that will aesthetically look better. Because this goes so fast that even if it's like technically correct, that the vest is shorter, so you wouldn't really see the boob in profile. If there's like a little
I
teal
see it in
thing there,
movement.
when it actually animates, it's gonna flash. It'll like be blinking on and off like a light, and it'll actually just like look like very strange.
I see
in the
that
frame.
now.
Yeah.
She runs
Yeah.
like Whip.
She does actually. I realized it halfway through. I was like, she actually runs the way Whip runs. I only have like I guess one four-legged scramble in my brain in my code base for animating four-legged jumps.
The rat run.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure if I was like I need to draw some more four-legged, I could probably sketch up some stuff and get some variety, some gallops, and some 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. But I don't know. This is pretty fun. I've also never seen Lula move this much before because we haven't had a chance to do a lot of tectonic animation. So it's really fun. Actually, I really like doing animation because we have sort of like a basic anime style, but even the way this is moving, this has more squash and stretch and secondary motion to it than your average anime style. Like you can especially see when it's moving, like her eye and her face, you can see there's like a little, even with as quick as this is, there's some squash and stretch there. And I really like adding a little bit of squash and stretch to like a sort of like anime style. I don't know.
Yeah, that was something that AI couldn't nail down.
Yeah, actually,
But
I
yeah,
want to
like,
mention to people I've been testing like what can AI do throughout this whole process, and so I even I had like, of course, the really loose roughs on this, and so I was like, I wonder if AI can do the cleanup animation on this. Not really satisfactorily, and then I was testing.
Not good enough. Yeah.
If I just clean up an A keyframe and a B keyframe, so most of the stuff, it's like AI's almost good enough to be incredibly powerful and helpful, but it's like the quality isn't quite there. And it's like, you know what? If AI can make the exact same thing that I would make, the exact same result, fantastic. Saves me a lot of time. But if it can't, for stuff that's important, I just got to have the quality there. I'm a nitpicker about that sort of thing. So far, this one, I've been learning a lot about what it can and can't do, kind of the limitations and where it might be able to boost a lot of other things that are a little more straightforward and simple. So I don't know, I'm having a ton of fun animating this, and I'm also learning a lot about like things that AI might be useful for, even if it's not necessarily able to keep up at the very highest levels of animation.
Yeah, it definitely has its uses, but if there's like a really specific look you want to go for with animation, AI might not be right now the best way to go about doing that. For better or worse.
It's got a lot of potential though. I'm still going to test once I finish all these frames in color. I'm probably going to see if it can just do the cell shading for free. I don't even know if the sequence actually needs cell shading, so it's going to be relatively small.
Well, it'd be fun to see what it can do.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I still want to use this as like a really good opportunity to just like kick the tires on some of these programs and be like, okay, what can AI do that would just, again, give us the same exact result that I would get by hand? It just saves me, dozens and dozens or hundreds of hours. And so I like kind of looking at it.
To finish off what I was saying a minute ago, and we'll get off the subject of like payment process stuff. I know it's so exciting, but the answer to this is crypto. Like, I know everyone in the world has been brainwashed to think that crypto is a scam. I have literally had, when I've suggested this to people, I've literally had people tell me crypto's not even real money. It's not even backed by anything. It's not based on anything. It's not even like, how can you even think it has value? And I said, you should look what the US dollar is based on, you fucking moron.
Do you know what fiat
currency
is?
Yeah,
Most
look up the word fiat currency.
Yeah.
Do you know what your US dollar is based on? Do you know what your euro is based on? Nothing. Just like crypto. It's just not as volatile. And people always complain about, well, crypto goes up and down all the time. It's like, yeah, so you're gonna either have a little more money or a little less money, and depending on when you cash it out into actual cash, just wait till it's more.
Yeah, like
then you'll be fine.
Like, I definitely don't want to give people like investing advice. If you're like, well, how do I invest my money? I don't know. Don't ask me. But I will say,
I'm not going to tell people to invest in crypto, but it's great for transactions.
Well, yeah, like one example that was perfect. If people are like, oh, crypto's a scam, it's like, well, you know, we did the fundraiser for Mamo because he was in a literal war zone and he really needed help, and he does cool stuff for the readership. So the readership stepped up to help him out. Guess what? We couldn't send him anything in PayPal. We couldn't mail him a check. It's a war zone. We couldn't wire the money over with it. Nothing.
We couldn't send him PayPal either.
Yeah, no, nothing. There was like no way to get money to him. And you know what worked? Crypto. Instantaneously easy. It's just like, oh, what's your address? Okay, well, let me send it to your address. Okay, it's there. That's it. It just sent it, and it was done, and it was easy. I'm sorry, but that's if you're looking for like, well, what's a use case for it? How about sending money to anyone and there's no payment processor or gateway portal or Visa, MasterCard to deal with or high risk? None of that. All of that out of the picture. Totally gone. It's just this big program where you hit the button and it goes where you send it. The end.
Yeah, it's great, and everything is like decentralized too. So there's good and bad things about that. One of the bad things is you can't charge anything back. So if you send money to someone, it's gone unless they refund it.
Well, yeah, don't send someone money unless you really do want them to have the money, because once they have it, you can't just like, never mind. You know, that doesn't really work.
Yeah. Now a business, like if we start taking, and I do want us to start doing this at some point, but if we start taking crypto for not safe for work stuff as an option, if you don't get something you order, of course you can talk to us and we'll send you the crypto back. But it'll be in crypto, and it'll be the same amount of crypto no matter what that's worth in US dollar or whatever. Anyway, if we start doing something like that, if you're a business that takes crypto, of course, it's probably in your best interest to refund people if they have a customer service issue, because they'll talk to people if you don't. And before you know it, you'll have 200 people that are like, yeah, I sent crypto to these people and I didn't get my thing and they didn't refund me. So there's still like incentive for you to refund people as a business. It's people who say it's a scam they're like, oh, it's a scam. How is it a scam? Because people scam you for it, and they use it to scam you. Oh, you mean like with cash and Google Play gift cards? Are Google Play gift cards a scam? No, they're not. Answer: no, they are not a scam. They are Google Play gift cards.
I was thinking a minute. I was like, are they? I don't really know. I don't know that much about Google.
No, they're not.
Grandma,
if you buy a Google Play gift card, you can cash it out for Google Play money or whatever. And whatever. I don't know why somebody would need that much for Google Play, but you can do it.
Get a bunch of scams, but he keeps wanting to scam.
Yeah. My grandma got scammed with Google Play gift cards. Nobody says that and follows that sentence up with, so Google Play gift cards are a scam, all of them. Like, no, crypto is not a scam. Crypto is just a cryptocurrency, and you can have people send you stuff to it and scam them. Yes, absolutely, you can do that. But if you're an actual business and you want return customers, you would have to be fucking stupid to do something like that, because you can either have a customer that comes back and buys stuff once in a while, or you can have somebody buy something one time and then also tell 8 people that they got scammed
Yeah.
when they bought something from your site.
Like, I don't want to tell people, like, just jump into crypto, don't worry, scams don't exist. Like, scams exist with cash. Like, if there's money involved, you can, I'm sure someone would like to cheat you out of it. Just kind of have a basic understanding of how it works and whether it's like a thing or not. So someone could scam you out of cash. Someone could scam you out of Google Play gift cards. Someone could scam you out of crypto. But the nice thing about crypto and cash is generally, unless you actually like send it, it doesn't get sent. So it at least if you like step in it, it's kind of like you stepping in it. It's not like, oh, well, there's the big company, they got a big data leak, and now suddenly my private info is out there, and someone applied for all these credit cards with my social security number that was linked up to this health database network that got leaked, and now I have like my credit score is ruined because there's all this debt that's supposedly in my name. And
no one even gets that information when you use crypto, by the way.
Yeah.
They just get your crypto address, and then the crypto address is going to. That's the only information the crypto network even gets. So you don't even have to worry. You have to worry less about your privacy with crypto. You don't have to worry about if some bank or card network or payment processor gets hacked, and then all the addresses and payment information that they have in there, gets all leaked out on the dark web and sold to the highest bidder for usually crypto. Why do they use crypto to buy stuff like that? Because it's private. So like, you don't have to worry about any of that. You just worry, all you worry about is just you put your address where you want something shipped, which we will get, and the person we do shipping stuff with will get. And then you send your money to us, and then we send you a product. And the only people who are involved with like having your shipping address and all that stuff is just anybody that's involved in the actual like delivery of the product, which is going to have to be involved anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously this would be the solution for like, well, why can't I crowdfund a comic book with a boob? Like, a crypto-based system would actually work fine. I think really the only problem with it is the brainwashing has been really effective, and no one is going to actually use it. Like, we could set up this whole thing. We could have, here's this beautiful crowdfunding site, and guess what? You can get like safer workbooks, and you can get not safer workbooks. Oh my gosh, it's like a paradise. And then you just start a little account, get a wallet set up for a Bitcoin, and then like 90% of customers are going to be like, duh, crypto. The bank told me that the central banks that profit massively from having control of my financial transactions, they told me the crypto's bad. I'm not using that. And they won't. And then there you go. So I don't know. It would be the perfect solution, except I guess big institutions are really, really good at propaganda.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting that the one thing that could cut the banks and all their fucking gay rules out of everything, it has been somehow people have been brainwashed into thinking that it's like the most evil and scammy thing ever. Oh my God, it's so scammy, Dave. Like, people have been brainwashed into thinking that crypto is just like nothing. Like, there's no reason you should ever use crypto. It's always trouble, even though there's people making millions of dollars off it.
You burn the rainforests to make it. Don't you know that? Cryptos are like,
yeah, and also it like somehow destroys rainforests or some noise.
Yes, it does.
Guys, it's destroying the environment. I remember that fucking like thing. I was like, oh really? You mean like the banks use paper and cut down trees? Is it doing that?
I always thought that was a weird argument, just because the argument seemed to be like, well,
it's just more bullshit.
It uses electricity, therefore it's all this electricity that wasn't going to get used before. It's destroying the planet. It's like, okay, how much electricity does the entire financial system currently use? Like, literally the lights in every bank, all their databases, all their servers, all the people driving to and from work at banks, all of like everything. This is a huge system employing like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people across the globe. There's like stock trading, like all this stuff is using electricity. But is this electricity not a problem? This electricity is fine, it's not destroying the planet. But as soon as there's electricity being used for something that might make the whole process vastly more efficient, no, that electricity, that's the bad electricity. That's the bad stuff there. I never understood, because if you're not comparing like apples to apples, then you're really not comparing at all. you know, if someone's like, oh, we can't use electricity for this, it's bad. It's like, okay, well, what is the alternative that we are currently using, and how much electricity does the current model consume? Because if we're talking
Burning
about which
rainforest.
one uses less, that's the thing. I don't even know which one uses less, but no one ever brought that up because it was just used as a talking point to attack something.
It's just bullshit. Yeah, like that's the thing. I noticed this. It's particularly effective in like furry circles for some reason, and I think the reason is because furries are so obsessed with like clout and fame. So they just like anybody who's like they're like the Ferengi. Like anybody who's like a little bit above them, they're just like, oh yeah, yes, Grand Nagus, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you want. I don't. You say crypto's bad? It's bad. I always thought it was bad. I was the first person who thought it was bad. I knew it was cutting around the rainforest a long time ago. I was so scared to say, you know, because some people liked it.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean they're totally
really
slave to
effective with furries.
whatever the current thing is. TM, like that's it. That's going to be their entire existence. Their entire moral and ethical foundation will shift in a blink if the current thing.
And it's
updates.
shifted. It's shifted now to AI stuff, and that Monet painting that guy posted on Twitter. That was an amazing
That was a
post.
great troll.
I wish I did that. Yeah, like he just posted like a real Monet painting.
Yeah, tell the chat. And
Like a
look, some
Joseph
people
Monet,
in chat
and-
might not know about this. This is amazing.
Yeah, let me explain to you what I think I saw Sly in chat talking about it earlier. Now that I'm thinking, like kind of remembering, but
Yeah, we
yeah,
mentioned
someone on Twitter just posted a real like photograph of a Joseph Monet painting. The guy who did pointillism. I don't think it's a pointillism painting, but it's like one of those huge like watercolor things that he
it.
did.
It's the water
And-
lily.
It's impressionism.
It's the water lily one, yeah. So he posted it, and it's the actual painting, and he said like, this is a painting that I made modeled after Joseph Monet's work in AI, and I want people to explain to me why exactly it's not as good as a real painting. And there were all these fucking retards that came on there, and most of them have furry profile pictures or like Jujutsu Kaisen or something, and they're just like, oh, it's bad because look here, look at this part right here. The thing just doesn't understand that the paint should go the same way. Oh, well, right here, the paint's like overlapping where the lily pad is a little bit. See, that's bad because AI is stupid and gay and it doesn't understand.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
it's
there were
just
people
like,
calling it
yeah.
they're like, oh, this is absolute shit. This is such slop. This is nowhere close to the amazing talent of
Yeah.
the real Monet.
Right, yeah. And I know a couple of those people who went in there and did that, and they're people I have explained to them explicitly more than once. You cannot tell the difference between AI stuff when it's done well and regular like bespoke art. You can't tell the difference. And they argue with me once a month about how they totally can tell the difference. And I don't tell them that they send me like art, like when we share art back and forth and stuff. I don't tell them that some of the stuff they send me is AI because I know the people who made it and they're openly AI artists. But they don't know, they don't care about that. They just saw it on some other, the Telegram room or something like that. And they're like, oh, look at this. This looks cool. And it's just like, yep, I want to say so bad, like, yep, it's AI. But I know that would just like scramble their brains. So I just don't do that. But like they're people that just, like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of comments on the thing about how it's smelly and gay and it's slop and it's terrible and it's AI. And these people have no idea they're insulting like an actual artist who died before AI was even like a twinkle in the eye of some Linux user.
It's probably why Monet died. These insults probably
Yeah.
reverberated through time, space, and went back and caused whatever heart
And
attack.
just killed him. It's you guys' fault.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Great.
I killed him.
Great job, anti-AI bros.
I killed him.
Yeah, this is her running
It
after
was me.
Monet. This is a real live Liz time travel Monet attack sprint. This is the last thing he saw before he died.
Monet could never imagine.
Hey Monet,
Just
guess
killed
what you never
Monet.
saw coming, motherfucker?
Did you already do cell shading? Because I saw you do it on the hair.
I cheated and did some on the hair on the base fills layer just because I couldn't help myself. But I haven't actually
Yeah.
done any other cell shading. So
I really don't we'll have to see how it compares to the rest of the piece, but it might be okay. Did you skip? Oh, was there a frame that wasn't done? I saw something flash.
oh no, that's the last frame, but that's just a frame that I copy over when I'm doing the keyframes because it's easier to see the onion skin if the first frame is also the
Okay.
last frame, if you know what I mean.
Good job.
Gotta love that onion skin. But But yeah, honestly, the last hour and 15 minutes took a little shorter than I was afraid, actually, of just sitting here filling in these colors. If there was a machine that magically filled these colors in for me, it would not change the hex codes on the color, if it's like, you know, the correct color. It would not change really the area that it covers. If there was a machine that just did this exactly, no change, and I could be doing other animation during the same time frame, I don't know. I have not heard an ethical argument about why, like, slave labor is a superior moral choice.
Oh well, you will.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Yeah.
Yeah, you will hear one. I guarantee. As soon as if we end up doing any of this animation stuff with AI or like assisted by AI, even if it's your own keyframes and everything else, like I've literally seen some people. Emily Eucas is one of those people where, you know, you can say what you want about Emily Eucas and the types of humor she engages in and stuff like that. It's a little bit edgy, but it's funny. I think it's funny, and she's great, and she's surprisingly very normal looking. Would not have expected her to look like that. The way the stuff she animates, but she got like some fucking. She has people all the time come in and be like, "You animate with AI, therefore it is all slop, and therefore it is stealing." And then she's just like, "This is my own keyframes that I draw. These are my own, like, this is my own art. I animated for like 10 years before this, and it takes so fucking long to do the shit that I want to do that I can do like 4 years of work in 4 months if I just let an AI like assist me in doing this stuff. Who am I stealing from? Who are the victims I'm stealing from?" And they can't explain. They're just like, "It's thievery. You don't understand."
Yeah.
It's just because they're either brainwashed to think that because they're dumb and impressionable, and that's just the first like person they like online said that, so they're just like, "Oh yeah, that's right, I agree with that." Or
No,
they are the
that.
person online that people are listening to.
No, I saw the guy in particular. He wants to be more animation famous, and he's not. He's jealous of everyone who does.
Oh
AI.
yeah, that old like director guy. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, like the director. There was like a director guy that came at her.
He follows us.
Yeah,
so I
and it's
stopped
just
following him because he's terrible.
Well.
Yeah, you're a fucking shithead. You're a guy who used to direct like animation for Nicktoons and stuff. What do you do now? Oh, you go on Twitter and just like look for people who are using AI so you can shit all over them.
Yes, he does.
Don't you have some cartoons to direct?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't animate anymore. He never animated either.
He never animated anything. That's the only reason he's bitching about it, is because you will never hear like an actual animator cry about this stuff in a way that's just like, well, it doesn't save time at least.
Yeah,
and if you do, it's because they're worried about it like taking their job or some nonsense.
That's the thing I was gonna say is, well, especially an indie animator that animates their own content. The people, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not like that online. I post stuff, but then I run away and draw. But my impression is, people that actually animate for hours and hours and hours and hours and have made a lot of animations. Like, we've made a lot of animations, especially considering it's like along the side of also making a lot of comics and a lot of illustrations. If you strung all our animations together, it's actually quite a lot. So we have done tons of animation. I know firsthand exactly how much work it is to clean something up, to clean up some details, to get some secondary motion working, to get those color fills, to get the cell shading, just the cell shading alone. Like, so I understand. I'm looking at, like, when I look at a sequence I want to animate, I'm looking at hundreds of hours of my time, literally hundreds of hours. If you haven't done it, you do not understand how much work is involved. And I feel like the people that are the real thing, the people that actually do it, and the people that actually care about making more and really unlocking their creative abilities, they see a tool that can be a force multiplier and just like, it just takes a lot of hours off of their plate. And if they can get the same exact result, which is what I'm trying to figure out how to do, you're just saving a lot of time. You're just saving a lot of time and heartache, and you can create more. And I think the people that want to create more and are hungry to create, those are the people that are not really spurging out about this stuff. It's the wannabes that spurg out. It's the people that just like can't draw to save their lives. They don't animate. They don't create comics. They just don't make things. And that maybe I'm just psychologizing a little too much, but I feel like they sit there not creating things, and they have all of this sort of like impotent rage and frustration because they're so unproductive. And rather than like get off their butt and start drawing, They would rather shit
They're
on
an art
people.
cell.
Yeah, they would rather. What they have to do is they have to feel as though they are better than something. And the lower a person feels about themselves, the more they're going to vilify and paint something else as like, oh, well, that's the worst. Like, if they feel like they're at the bottom of the bucket, they're going to be like, oh, well, those people that are below the bucket, they're just terrible. And it's like, dude,
Well,
like, if you're worried about how much you hate other people, you're not worried about what you're creating very much. Like,
well, the thing about that guy in particular is he thinks that if all of AI went away, people would have to watch him. It's a zero-sum mindset.
yeah, that's also
Frankly,
this whole
I'd rather
thing-
watch nothing than what he does.
People like that. I don't think it's, well, it might be a little bit of they're an art cell or whatever, but I think that a lot of what it is for people like that who have worked in TV or they have their own thing and they're like terrified of that kind of shit, they know that if the ability to make art and animate it well opens up to the entire fucking planet, that they're now going to have like a lot more competition, and they see that as, well, I don't want competition because then I might not be on top. It's not like you're going to lose fans because there's other people making stuff that they also like. I've never in my life seen someone watch like Powerpuff Girls era Cartoon Network and been like, I love Johnny Bravo, I love Powerpuff Girls, those are some really funny shows, I like those shows as a kid. Oh, what's this new show? Billy and Mandy. I don't like those shows anymore. I only like Billy and Mandy. I can only like one show. Like there's only so much time you have to consume content, sure, but like you can like other things and you can support other things. And if there's more competition, there's just going to be more people creating things. And guess what? You're not going to need $2 million to make a fucking 13-minute pilot for your stupid cartoon anymore. You're not going to need that. You're just going to need like maybe like a couple $1,000 and some time and some art. And then you can animate it with an AI and it'll be fine.
Based on my experience so far, it's definitely not going to take budgets to zero, as cool as that would be. Because it still requires, like, especially if you want to have a good result from the animation, I feel like even the person driving the AI, they have to understand animation, they have to understand the way they want it to look, and they have to make sure to, work with their tool to get a good result that, like, flows with the creative vision that they have in mind. Like, again, this animation that we're doing, based on the storyboards, I had something really specific for the motion and, like, the cadence of it. And I know, again, like, this probably looks like, oh, that's way too fast, but if you understand the whole way the shot is set up, it's on purpose for the humor value. But
she got the zoomies, Billy.
Yeah, but I might even do a YouTube video about this particular shot at some point, because I did a bunch of test shots as I was sitting here animating in Blender. I was like, okay, well, I've got 2 keyframes. Let me put the 2 keyframes in AI, and let's see if the AI can make it look good. And you know what? I got some results from AI, and it's like some of it looked like terrible. Some of it looked kind of okay, but like none of it was like, well, none of it is really doing exactly what I want. So for things that are going to be very specific and creative visions that are actually like kind of, I don't want to say worthwhile, because you can get basic bitch animation that brings a creative vision to life perfectly. I think the go-to example for me is like South Park. Like South Park, I'm sorry, AI can probably imitate that animation completely flawlessly, and it's not like that animation was ever amazing animation to begin with. It would not even make South Park better if it was, like, if you had Stan and Kyle drawn as like really detailed.
It's gotten worse since it's gotten more high tech and stuff to me.
Yeah,
really.
It's like the crude,
doesn't feel at all like the same show. Yeah.
The fact that the visuals were sort of like crude and rudimentary perfectly accentuated the flavor of humor and the style of writing. So sometimes, like, it really needs to match the content, match the story. So something like South Park to me is the great example of like better animation with more fluidity and more squash and stretch and more detail and more expressiveness. For some things, that's great. For most things, I think that's great. But some stuff, especially humor-based stuff, it doesn't always add. A lot of times it'll even subtract from the entertainment value. So you just have to realize different styles go for different shows. And what was my point? Oh yeah, that there's still going to have to be some budget for animation productions, because you need someone at the helm who actually understands that. And I also think voice talent, I don't think you can quite get voice talent that sounds you know, little clips you hear of the AI stuff where the AI is doing the voices. They sound fine. They sound perfect. They sound good to me. But I can already kind of sense, like, if you're listening to like a 3-minute or a 5-minute or a 10-minute show, and all those voices are generated, it's gonna start to feel like there's just gonna be something a little bit similar in the cadence. Like the oatmeal is, you're gonna start to sense that, like, oh, there's not that many keys on the piano. There's not really a living person. So I'm just saying, even for high quality audio and voice acting, I think humanity is going to be kind of necessary. And even just in terms of, like, even if AI can make the perfect everything, you still have to have someone who knows, well, what is the perfect everything for this particular scene. So it's not going to do away with, like, human input. Well, I mean, it might, but for stuff that's good, it's not going to do away with human input. At least maybe not for a few thousand years.
That's your TED Talk.
Yeah. Actually,
All right.
you
Wow,
guys
hold
take
on.
over. I'm going to hit the restroom and be right back, because I think I can start coloring the hallway on this next.
Wait a minute. That's my hallway. Are you gonna do it? What's this?
I
You took my
guess
hallway.
so.
You took my hallway. I don't care. I didn't like that hallway. Fuck that hallway. It's a shitty hallway. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think AI will ever, like, I don't know, like the people who are just like, you didn't make anything, a machine made it. It's like, yeah, let's just set the machine off in a room by itself and not prompt it and not do anything to it, and let's just watch what it creates. It'll create nothing, because it needs human input. It needs you to tell it, like, what to do and what you want. It might not get what you want, like, exactly the same, like, the way you want it every single time or whatever, but, like, it still needs instruction, just like a brush. Like, people were saying the same kind of stuff when, like, Photoshop and Corel Painter came out, by the way. They were saying, like, oh, you didn't paint anything, a computer did everything for you. Like, they were saying the exact same things, completely ignoring that people would have to, like, go in there and select brushes and like
brush, yeah,
actually, like,
and
do
paint.
the same exact things painters would do. AI is just like a step away from that, where it's like, well, now you don't even know how to do, you don't even have to know how to do those things. Like,
Well,
you
know,
can make art.
None of the sculptors cried when ZBrush came in. They all just got, like, fucking good at it.
Yeah, they all just were like, oh wow, I can do this without having to worry about, like, materials and having to worry about, like, you know, all the fucking shit with Blender. Like,
And the
ZBrush is just like a
molds.
simple thing with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
and
ZBrush
it's
was
like,
talking about implementing, like, an AI thing into it, and there was all these fucking crybabies that came on there and were just like, I'll stop using ZBrush if you do this. I will. Why? Just don't use the AI stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of use cases where you don't want to use the AI stuff if you know what you're doing and it's not going to add to the result. It's like any tool. It's like the lens flare in Photoshop. You know, like when Photoshop first came out back in the old days in the 90s, and there was a lens flare. It was like, oh, the lens flare, it looks so awesome. I got to put a lens flare on my art. And then pretty soon there's lens flares everywhere, and it's like, oh.
You can't even do a lens flare in Clip Art Studio easily, by the way. That is hard.
You gotta have like a download for it. Yeah.
I've gone into Photoshop just for the lens flare to put it on Clip Art Studio.
I have made my own lens. Actually, I wanted to add a lens flare to a Dreamkeepers comic a couple days ago, and I just did it manually in Clip Studio. I used paintbrushes.
Aren't you fancy?
I freestyled it.
Lens flare machine. Yeah, well, people see your arms with Photoshop, so fuck you.
No, they don't.
They did. They said your arms were photoshopped.
They were joking. No one thinks my arms are photoshopped.
No, they didn't. They actually thought that. Dave, you're photoshopped.
You're photoshopped. Shut up.
Yeah, apparently I'm animated.
Well, this isn't you. This is a vicious satire of you that we like to call Lula.
Okay.
A vicious satire.
Anyway, she runs like a vicious monster. Okay, did you take my hallway? What's the story behind this?
Oh yeah, if you are cool with it, I could just get a jump on that hallway. Or would you rather?
I would
start
be
drawing
so happy. Yeah. No, you got a half hour. Please just do your hallway.
Okay, I'll get a jump on the hallway.
You already started with that green fill tool. Just do it.
Okay.
Oh, you already got this started. Just do the hallway. Make me happy.
I was playing with the rim feature in here. I don't think I'm going to put the rim on. It's kind of an example of one of those things where you could throw all these effects on the layers in Blender, but sometimes you don't actually want all that stuff. Anyways, it's time to do some other digital art because the animation coloring went a little faster than I hoped. Not as fast as if AI was getting good, because you know it'd be cool if I could do that whole thing in 20 seconds. But hour and a half.
Mamo has made a group photo. Hold on, it's loading. I know what it is though. He made a group photo of all your fan art characters that I think he likes.
Oh, cool.
And I believe they are hanging out.
Yeah, let me check these out.
And it's a fan art meeting.
I believe
nice.
he likes.
Well, because there are some other characters that are not there, but we don't care about them.
Check out what Mamo made. Look at this.
They missed the party. Is this the same one that's in Discord?
I don't know.
I gotta move this over. Yeah, I made Marion. She was getting cut off there. Cool.
This girl.
Why are they like in the Beauty and the Beast ballroom?
Sabrina, well, because they're invited to the ball. Naturally.
They're having a meeting, Hazen, and
They're having a ball.
Constellations, and some of them are in Chinese dresses and don't ask questions.
Are they in Chinese dresses? I know Riri's in Chinese dress.
Well, maybe Marion has one.
They're all in Chinese dresses except for Luna.
Luna didn't want to, and Coco is in kind of a
Regular dress.
Gadget is coming too.
Neither. They're not all in Chinese dresses. A lot of them are.
No, a lot of them are. It's a very important.
Wait, Sabrina's computer has like a Nike check on it.
It's like a rainbow Nike.
I didn't
check.
know Nike laptops. First fan art meeting. How did you get the text on there? Did you actually add that, or did you get like an AI to do that? You'll hear that a minute from now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Later on in the day.
I'll just type it in.
Later on, we'll conspire.
I'll type in it.
Hopefully everyone is remaining raptured at the screen while I'm looking for my little swatch for the hallway.
I didn't know you had a swatch for the hallway.
I don't, but I've got a swatch for the ship, so I want to make sure that it sort of matches up the overall. Yeah, can I open a PSD in Clip Studio? I think I can. Do I have colors in this yet, or is it just assembled with the line art? I still have to actually color the big version of the ship so I can get like the side view and stuff. Side and the top view. I've got like some 3/4 views that I've been using. They're not exactly what I'm looking for. I bet it's not in the assets folder. I bet it's in the concept folder. Oh, every time. Yeah, there it is. This is my SWAT sheet. Look at me, finding my own files like a champion.
King in the castle, king in the castle.
That's actually a really complicated folder structure. I haven't cleaned up Tectonic yet.
What do you mean you haven't cleaned it up yet? Don't hurt my baby. I know where everything is, kind of, within 5 minutes.
That's kind of the problem. That's the problem, is that it's Dave designed. So things are just kind of
Dave design.
What do you...
Death design.
Why is it a problem that I designed something?
Mamo says it's the Amiga logo, not Nike.
Was that the Amiga logo?
Oh, I didn't know Amiga had a check mark. That's actually...
I never thought it was a check mark. Yeah, but I guess it could be. I can't really
Apple
remember
had
what
a
it looked like.
rainbow. I don't know.
I thought it was like a rainbow, but maybe that's what I remember from colors.
Mamo says he has AI.
Got AI to it.
Yeah.
Who did it? What AI did that? Gemini?
Alright, let me check.
Also, it's kind of like neither here nor there, but I'm low-key amused that one of our characters in Tectonic is an AI.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. I remember like when we were first talking about that, and there was like a fuel type thing, or like some kind of material would like materialize out of like creativity or something.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Mamo used
the whole thing was like
Mamo
AIs
used
couldn't do it. This was before AI like was kind of a thing.
yeah.
I was like, what if it was an AI that could do it though? Should that be like an episode of the show?
And then I spurged
And
out
Dave
like,
was like, I don't know,
no.
that might be interesting. And now we're like at the point where like AIs can somewhat make creative decisions.
Well, I
He
just
says he used ChatGPT for that font.
nice. Well, I still just love the overall concept for harm in the show. In case anyone doesn't know what harm stands for, if you don't watch the opening sequence close enough, it stands for Human AI Relations Module. So, but he's an older model. The newer models are designed to actually care about your feelings. That's why they're called courteous human AI relation modules or charms. And harm does not want to ever get quote unquote updated because he would lose the ability to tell the truth to idiotic humans. So he's kind of a fugitive from improvement, but he can actually tell you things the way it is in a very delightfully insulting manner.
They like your background.
Oh, cool, thanks. Yeah, this is what I was drawing a little bit of earlier today. I also got the sketch of the month turnarounds blued in, so there's some moms headed your way in the near future. Got a prelude blued today as well. Today's just been an overall productive day. I got that animation colored in. Yeah.
You went outside, touched grass.
Yeah, I broke some sticks in the backyard, so I'm keeping up on my yard work a little bit. Touched grass, got some fresh air, did some push-ups.
I destroyed trees.
Oh, I finished John Carter, A Warlord of Mars. That whole book series is just fun. I don't know if you've ever read. If you're ever like, you know what, I wish I could read a novel where there's just one man that punches his way out of every situation successfully, and he's the handsomest and the most virtuous and noble, and all the women fall madly in love with him whenever they see him, but he has eyes only for his princess. Like that's basically the John Carter, Edgar Rice Burroughs.
You know what? He's done it in 2 books now. I think there's probably more of them.
Oh no, it's 3. The final book is actually a collected edition: Gods of Mars and A Warlord of Mars. He punches so
And
many
now
people.
and now he is king of the entire planet.
Well, yeah, because he kind of saved every single civilization and race from ruin by being the best puncher and then winning all their respect through the might of his sword. Literally, there's a lot of sword fights too. It's kind of awesome.
I had this headcanon that the guy wrote the first book and didn't get the idea that he could be king of the planet until the second book. no, he was writing the first one. He's like, wait, or the first book. And he was like, wait, okay, I got this great idea for the second one, but I gotta pace myself and finish King of the City first for the first book, and then we'll do King of the World for the second book. Oh, I can't wait.
They keep on leveling it up. It's actually so fun. It reminds me a lot of like the Conan the Barbarian movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Also, these editions have little sketch illustrations by Frank Frazetta in there. I cannot tell you how much those little Frank Frazetta sketches add to the vibe on these books. It's perfect. His style is just like the apotheosis of this sort of flavor of pulp fiction. Really fun.
What is the name of the book again? I'm gonna type it up.
I actually forgot the name of the first one, but the second 2 are Gods of Mars and A Warlord of Mars. And it's Edgar Rice Burroughs, the guy that wrote Tarzan. I guess they made movies.
He's the guy who did Jungle Book too. That's Rudyard Kipling.
No,
that's Kipling,
no,
yeah.
Kipling is Jungle Book. Ooh, no.
Honestly,
No, he
like,
wrote some other like India thing though. I think it was Rikki Tikki Tavi or like the Mongoose story.
oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
Kipling did Rikki Tikki Tavi too.
Oh yeah, that was Kipling. Kipling was stealing all the good stuff back then.
Who wrote the story about the mongoose?
That is Kipling.
Yeah.
That's also Kipling. I guess
Yeah.
his stories were all just like the Indian ones.
He grew up there, I think.
I heard this.
grew up in
I know he grew up in a colony there.
I heard the John Carter, like Mars. I think there was an actual film adaptation of it that I heard was terrible. But
I heard that too.
reading these books, though, I feel like there could be a film adaptation that could be really fun as long as they just like went all the way for it and made it campy and used like a lot of special, like a lot of practical effects. I feel like it could just be like super fun, super over the top.
Oh wait, Rikki Tikki Tavi is the mongoose story.
Yeah. That Chuck Jones did that cute cartoon of. It follows the story really well, by the way.
Did Chuck Jones animate a story of Rikki Tikki Tavi? I never knew about that.
You didn't? Oh, it's the cutest squirrely guy ever. He's such a cute little mongoose. He's adorable.
You probably get a kick out of it, honestly.
I probably should see that, yeah.
You need to. It's so cute. It's so beautiful. It makes you want one. It makes you want that. You want to own Rikki Tikki Tavi by the end of that fucking cartoon. It follows the story exactly.
Surprising for Chuck Jones cartoon.
Well, I mean, Grinch was good.
He was kind of
Like it, you know, his is just kind of like you know, funny, like little like Tom and Jerry Looney Tunes type cartoon a lot of the time.
He also did his own Jungle Book, actually.
Did he?
Mhm.
He must have just really loved Kipling, I guess.
I don't know who allowed him to do this. He also did a cricket in Central Park, and there's something about a white
I have seen
seal.
that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't Fleischer part of that too?
I don't remember. What, Flesher?
Cricket in
I thought he
Central
was
Park.
earlier. No, he's got to be earlier.
He did, Fleischer did some kind of.
No,
Oh, his
No, it's
was
Cricket in
Mr.
Times
Bug Goes
Square.
to the City.
it's Cricket in Times Square.
Yeah.
You're confusing Troll in Central Park, which is Don Bluth.
No, I'm not confusing Troll in Central Park.
No one
I'm
who's
confusing Mr. Bug Goes to Town.
Everyone is confused about Troll in Central Park.
no one mistakes
why
it
did
for,
that happen?
No one mistakes it for something else though. No one is like, oh, is this like Troll in Central Park? And like, if you've seen Troll in Central Park, you know what Troll in Central Park is. It's quite the
That
Guy
should
who
be-
has only
that
ever
is-
seen Troll in Central Park. This
That
is
is
giving
really
me big
good.
Troll in Central Park drive
I
vibes.
want somebody to just get up in front of like every movie every time and be like, is this like Troll in Central Park? Like that's the one movie you've seen that you like. And compare everything to it.
I kind of want to go to a movie theater just so during the previews, after every preview, I can loudly be like, man, just like Troll in Central Park.
No, it's like that like that Jumanji quote that we love so much. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, we
No
heard
banana
that one.
leaves.
We heard that one in the wild. That was so good. And so picture the scene: David and Liz watching a rare movie in a theater in Ohio.
Oh
So,
God.
you know it's in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Unless I'm remembering wrong, we saw some
had to be Ohio.
trailer that looked like, you know, just your typical shitty CG green screen Hollywood movie coming out. And the person like a few rows ahead of us turns to like his partner and says like, well, that's like a big time Hollywood movie. Like Jumanji.
There is nobody
Jumanji.
like Jumanji.
Like Jumanji. But he like said
That
it with
man
such like
owns-
reverence, like
that
the
man has
pinnacle.
one DVD in his whole life. That's the only DVD he owns. Like,
the top
like
of the
those,
stack.
like, oh, like like the little boy in Tropic Thunder who owns that one Jack movie. That's the only movie he's ever seen, and it's
Yeah.
a god to him.
But instead of that, this guy
But
owned
this-
Jumanji on
this
VHS,
redneck-
and he
This
watched it.
redneck boomer only has Jumanji.
He didn't
Like
go to-
Jumanji.
He didn't go to school, just watched Jumanji every day until he was 18.
Oh,
He didn't leave his house or anything. He was trapped by like an evil clown in a basement for 20 years with only a DVD player, with only a VHS player, TV, and Jumanji.
fucking Robin Williams. Something on the title cover
Some-
too.
Just horrible evil. Welcome to the world, Junior. Your world is going to be Jumanji. He has like a different kid in different chambers for different like films where they just have it on loop. It's
Wait,
like,
do you think he was? Wait, this is in Ohio, so this must have been before this. But I was gonna say, do you think he was talking about the new Jumanji with The Rock?
No,
no, because it predated that. This was
Was the old
This was a long time ago. Yeah, this is in the olden days.
this is the original with Robin Williams. Are you kidding? Oh man, Dave, do you wanna bring up the other good quotes from Ohio? Like, isn't that convenient?
Oh, that was the best. I think we've talked about that on stream before. Just coming home from the grocery
I don't know if
store,
Nathan knows it.
little kid
We were in the
toddling.
mall.
It was
We
a
were in the
mall?
mall.
Well, there was a
It was
little
the mall.
kid toddling with his family, and this kid must have been like 2 years old, 2 or 3. He was really cute, and he had like a big piece of pizza on a little paper plate that he was holding with both of his hands underneath the plate as he like toddled. Like, he could barely walk. He's just that young, toddling forward with this pizza on a paper plate, and then he got a little off balance. Pizza falls to the ground, and then the dad, this like big 230-pound guy, turns around, glowers down at this little kid, and goes like, "Well, isn't that convenient?"
It's like shaming this little kid who's looking at his pizza flat on the ground.
Yeah,
You know,
just this-
pepper and cheese down.
Just this massive hulking man, like passive aggressively bitching at this like tiny little kid that just like tried his best but couldn't quite keep that pizza balanced. And it was just like, what the fuck kind of a monster father is this?
Oh my god.
Oh. He looked like that Danny guy from, if you know the movie Hot Rod.
Oh, Danny McBride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looked exactly like
actually,
that.
Big Danny
One of those
McBride
guys.
vibes. Maybe that was him training for a role.
It might have been him.
Yeah. I like to imagine that.
Well, isn't that convenient, Junior?
Yeah, I like to imagine it was him training for a role and not like an actual terrible father scarring a child for the rest of their life.
And then there's the other one I'm thinking of, no sense of urgency in the KFC.
Oh yeah, that guy was angry. He was so
Oh,
mad about
man.
KFC.
That was so good.
Well, he was just yelling at the KFC employees who, by the way, are paid, I believe, the amount of not much, and he's just like bellowing at them that they lacked a sense of urgency. It was great. Urgency, no urgency. That's what's wrong with you people.
There's no sense of urgency.
You're
no
lacking a sense of urgency. It's like, yeah,
In
they're
a
lacking a sense of
KFC.
urgency. They're working at KFC, man. What do you want?
Why do you need KFC so fast? What are you doing?
Well, he did not lack a sense of urgency.
Faster, KFC! Faster! Whoosh.
I don't know. People are funny.
Not to go into detail, but he belonged there.
Not to go into detail, but here's his social security number.
There's a sense of urgency. So those
Not
were
the
some
box or anything.
but anyway, those are some great Ohio in the wild quotes that just stick with us forever. That have to be explained because we
Yeah.
just crack up every time.
I think that's where the best humor writing comes from, is just keep your eyes and ears open, because people will do things that are really ridiculous, and if you are able to just like file it away in your little memory banks, and you can have some fun later.
We had a friend. This also took place in Ohio, and we heard about it. It was so great. It was another one. It was you had the whole parking lot. You had the whole parking lot.
Oh yeah, someone got in a fender bender in a parking lot, and this other guy was like, You had the whole parking lot. You had the whole parking lot."
Well, what happened? What happened was the guy was parked in his car, and our friend parked next to his car, and then like still managed to scrape it. It's an empty parking lot.
Yeah, I think that frustration is a little more understandable, but
No, it's
but
like
the-
you had the whole parking lot.
but the delivery was still pretty comical. You had the whole.
It's always Ohio. They're very tense there.
As soon as
Because
we
there's
run out of
nothing going
as soon as
on.
we run out of quotes in our little dialogue notebook, we're gonna have to move back to Ohio and start gathering again.
It'll be there. Just sit on a park bench and take in nothing. The screams of nothing. You put more detail in this hallway than I wanted you to, sir.
It's a
This was
tectonic
not what the
background.
thumbnail-
There's supposed to be
not
like
what
a
Thumbnail looked like.
that's the whole thesis of the show theoretically. If we can get our first episode produced one of these days, is like it's a humor show. It's just goofy and funny and doesn't take itself too seriously, but it could if it wanted to, because like the visual fidelity is just sort of like on par with like a serious anime. Like I want
I'm
it
gonna
to
get out
be-
my bad watercolors. I'm gonna make this yellow and green. You're so lucky I didn't touch it.
Yellowing. No, don't do that.
Red, yellow, and green, honey. Just upset. I should have. I should have done this hallway just to like upset you. Furo went to Ohio once for a week, and that was enough.
I mean,
There was a lot of flat, wasn't there?
Maybe other parts of Ohio are a little more with it, but we were in Columbus, which really, really likes to think of itself as like super duper sophisticated. I've literally heard people in Columbus describe their city as like, we're kind of like if New York was combined with LA. And it's like, no, you're
places I've never been, by the way.
You're really not. Trust me, Columbus. That's not you, okay? Trust me. I have not been to New York or LA, but I know that you are not either of those. So maybe the rest of Ohio is like a level of sophistication above Columbus, but Columbus had some pretty hilarious shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's where the guy was threatened to stab my eyes out.
was that the one you kissed with the car?
No, I didn't kiss him with a car. That guy, I remember that. That was like in a parking lot.
That was great.
Where the
He
traffic
tried to
was
follow
sitting.
you too. It's like, idiot, we're going to Michigan. Get ready. Get in the road here.
Well, yeah, well, I
I
mean,
got tired of following.
well, that guy, I felt bad at first because like it was a parking lot thing where it's like, oh, we barely like kissed each other trying to navigate this parking lot that is really not big enough, and it's like loaded with cars and parking meters and stuff. And
You had the whole parking lot.
well, that's why I wanted to check. It's like, oh, is there anything like, is there a scratch? Is there like a dent? Is there anything that we can like? Because if there's damage, we want to take care of it. And he's like, well, no, there's it's totally
you
spotless.
fueled his rage. He
And I was
had
like-
rage.
Well, he can have rage if he wants to. I'm not gonna tell him how to feel. But if he's gonna like peel out and start following us around after it's like, oh, there's no damage, okay, well, have a good day.
But he's going to Michigan.
Yeah,
He's
he didn't.
gonna
I
have
don't
a
think he
4-hour
realized.
ride.
I don't think he realized how far we were driving. So, but no, I'm thinking about the guy that we were just out walking around one day and he was asking me, what was he asking me? Oh yeah, he's asking me if there's any restaurants to eat at. And he's like, oh, are there any restaurants to eat at? I do a really bad job of it, but for some reason he was very Irish. He had a heavy accent.
Well, there are not any restaurants to eat at, so he was going to be very disappointed.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I had to tell him. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, I know it's only like 5:45 p.m., but everything in the downtown just like shuts down as soon as the banking hours are over. So there's actually nothing open. I'm sorry to deliver bad news. And he was like, well, fuck you then. And I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck you too. And he did not like that at all. he did not like that response. So
The international greeting for "thank you very much, you too." did
yeah,
not
it's just
go
like,
well.
oh, is this how we wish each other a good day? Like I can when in
In
Rome,
Ireland?
whatever. But he did not like that, so he came back with like, I'll stab your fucking eyes out. And I said, I don't think you will.
And then you just like shuffle away.
Oh, no, sir. I don't think you
just-
will.
Dave does a cartoon walk across the street, and it boggles his mind.
I mean, I could be wrong, right? Maybe he'll be like, oh no, here he comes with the knife. I am chagrined. I was mistaken. He will stab my fucking. But I was like, realistically, dude, like you've got a restaurant to find. You're hungry. You got the munchies. You're not gonna waste time stabbing
You're
my
Irish.
eyes out. You're very Irish. People
You've got
known
glasses.
for being
The
level-headed
glasses
and
are gonna
rational,
stop him.
if I'm recalling right.
It was a zombie town.
Should have started
Fucking
just playing a
zombie
shillelagh. So would have started dancing.
Well, I mean, I wasn't trying to like actually antagonize him. I was just being reciprocal,
Just
which
bring a tin whistle with you everywhere you go in Ireland
Which I
or in
just-
Ohio, whatever.
I discovered sometimes if you are just behave in a reciprocal manner with people, it's like the worst insult they've ever had. They don't like it.
And then they will stab your eyes out.
No, they'll threaten to stab my eyes out. Very different.
I still imagine doing a cartoon shuffle and you somehow get away from that. You just confuse them.
Cartoon shuffle.
Yeah, like with like some crazy arm motion, like a little cartoon would do. Like a 1920s like a little hop.
You might get and shuffle.
No, but sir, I don't believe you will. Now, if you don't mind, I have a 1920s shuffle/hop to commence.
No, you know, it's the one with the little rope What is it? The hose arms, and then you kind of like do a dance, and you kind of hop away.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you will. Just cartoon it out of there. It's that walk hop. You have to double tap everything so the audience understands if you move over and over again that you're going somewhere. You know, back when they thought we needed that in animation.
Yeah, whereas like you have to show them taking the step twice because the audience
Yep.
won't understand if they're taking a step if they only see them take the step once.
Yes, it's when we thought we all needed that to help out, which was a waste of animation.
Double tap that shit. And then they did.
And that's my idea of you getting away from that situation is you have to do a 1920s dance walk to get out. You just moonwalk out of there.
Well, you can
completely
actually do those
stunned.
types of like little like hop along walk things. They're kind of fun. You look like a freak, but they're fun.
There you go. I didn't get you.
I could leap like a freak.
If I was walking like that, he probably would have been like, you know what? I can stab this guy's eyes out. I would have been asking for it at that point. I would have had it coming.
I wish you had the fedora on. I know you didn't, but I wish you did.
In court, they would have been like, you know what? Honestly, that walk categorizes under the color of law that qualifies as fighting words. So them's fighting words.
This looks like an X-Men hall to me because of your floor.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I put some X's on the floor.
It's a danger room.
Well, this is the danger hallway. Clever readers may put together some of the various clues in this stream, like an animation of Lula
Very
running
clever.
sideways, and then a drawing of a hallway from the side. What could this add up to? No one can quite tell for sure now, but I probably will not get my fucking eyes stabbed out. I mean, it seems unlikely.
An Irishman. With
Oh my god,
in Ohio.
is the fucking like inside of the ship red?
A lot
It
of
is
it is
now.
actually. I don't know if I'm gonna remain settled on these colors, but like a lot of like the main set, the inside has already got these bold
I really
red
thought
colors.
it'd be fucking grays, Dave. I don't know about this.
I mean, I could make it grays, and then it would be like every other sci-fi hallway in existence, but.
Well,
let me
ironically, you're
open
doing Ohio OSU colors on this, sir.
up- Well, I'm just saying, like the actual sets that we use, like for like even the reviews and like the captain's log and stuff. There's a lot of extreme crimson and gray in these settings, so I'm not sure if I want to just go totally gray in the hallway or if I want to kind of keep that color scheme alive. It might actually look good. And when I do like actual painting and shading on it, it tends to look a lot more subdued and better. Which I'm gonna consider once I get the color flats on this and I decide on what the colors are gonna be for the final round. I might just see like, hey AI, can you shade this similar to how this is shaded? I'm curious if it could actually just like
You are gonna be so disappointed. It's gonna be great.
yeah, if it's again, if it's not what I have in mind and if it doesn't like exactly match this type of style, then I'll probably be like, oh, I'll just do it myself because honestly,
I'm gonna get my yellow and green watercolor, and you're gonna regret everything.
it won't take that long to just do manually. I'm kind of expecting to do it manually, but I don't know. Like, it seems like AI is potentially an extremely powerful tool, and if I want to be serious about maximizing what I create in this very short lifetime, I kind of need to start getting my feet wet with it and figure out, you know, if I never use it for anything, then I won't know what it could be good for, even in theory. So that's why I'm really having fun kind of experimenting as I go. And
And it's good to laugh at.
yeah, and like true, so far most of everything I do is just like, oh well, I'm just gonna do this manually. But I don't know. Like I'm hoping that as I get more familiar with it as a tool, I will find some applications for hybridizing my animation workflow and sort of having an approach where I have all the benefits of both hand done, like artistically talented stuff, combined with like the time saving benefits of AI. That'd be nice.
Okay, Dave. Question for you: what would a Dreamkeeper's toy line be like?
What would a Dreamkeeper's toy line be like? in reality, we don't really have much of one yet, of course, but in Fantasyland, oh man, just if I could just wave my hands and make a toy line appear, they'd be pretty flexible and cool. They'd have like the little hands where you can put different guns in there. So like V and Mason, all of them, I'd want sort of like G.I. Joes. You know how the old school 1980s G.I. Joes, they all had the same kind of hand shape, so they could all hold the same guns, and then you could like swap all the different equipment. Like you could have a Leonardo holding Donatello's bow staff. So I like toys where the joints actually move, where they can actually hold different stuff and you can recombine different things. And yeah, there's really cool monsters, there's cool heroes with a variety of like shapes and bright colors, and there's all these like weapons and accessories. A toy line for Dreamkeepers would be really awesome, but I'm not sure if a market, even if Dreamkeepers got like, let's say we can pull out an animated show, let's say the video games blow up big, even if Dreamkeepers gets a large audience, I'm not sure if we still live in a world where people buy toys like that anymore. That might be an artifact from like the 80s, 90s childhood, because kids nowadays, I don't know, but I feel like they're just sort of like zombied out staring at screens. I don't really know if kids are playing with toys
And
anymore.
basically, it will be a really cool toy line, and only Dave will have it, and it'll be better than Funko Pops. 'Cause Funko Pops are lame.
Yeah.
But Dave will have his own.
Yeah, that seems to be the one toy that does sell, apparently, is Funko Pops, which is an indictment of this planet, and it's why the sun should consume it.
Okay. Well, your time, sir.
Oh, it is time already. Well, we had a fun stream, and especially the main goal to get the Lula animation colored is mission success. And of course, I'm getting some background painting, at least in the preliminary stages here. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out. Hazen, Liz, any thoughts or parting words before we call it an evening?
Go buy something from the store. Go buy something from the store. Or the Garage Band campaign is coming up real soon too.
Oh yeah.
So get in there. Yeah. Get in there and fucking follow that so that you know when it's going live.
Yeah.
I have hit the wrong button to paste it. There it goes. So get in there and click follow. Click notify me on launch.
Yeah,
sign up for the newsletter for this so that you know when it's going live.
As fast as Lula is sprinting, that's how fast you want to sign up for the notification.
Yeah, run like that over there and follow that shit that way.
I did not intend for that to be so much of a hop, but that's okay. I was expecting more of a gallop with those hands, but it's a little late now.
Yeah. Honestly, it's gonna move so fast, but like this is actually a pretty nice animation. I almost wish that it could be slowed down, but the more it slows down from here, the less it's actually gonna be hitting the humor note that it's supposed to hit. So.
I think so, yeah.
Fun stuff. Ironically, that'd probably be one of the easier things to do with AI. It would just be like, oh, give me some in-betweens on these frames, and it probably could do straight up interpolation pretty well. But we do not need that, so no issue there.
Debatable.
Well, everyone, I hope you have a good weekend, and I'm going to be, of course, drawing a lot more stuff over the weekend. I'll be sharing things in the Dave Shares area of the Dreamcord, so if you know where to look, then you can enjoy that. And we will be streaming again on Monday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern is our normal time slot. So everyone, take care. Stream ends in 5, 4, 3, 2,